So, being that you're a nephrologist, you have your own center, you have a lot that you partake in. What does a day for a busy man like yourself look like?
Hmm. So 1 out of 9 people have kidney disease.
Correct.
Another 1 out of 9 people have kidney disease and don't know they have kidney disease. So 2 out of 9 people have kidney disease. So it's a very, very busy population of people, very, very large population of people, and it's very underserved. So we have a lot of patients,
I'm finding this out.
a lot of patients. So my day starts with either going to the hospital to see patients that have been admitted to the hospital, or going to the clinic to see patients that have been electively scheduled to come to the clinic. The clinic, pre-dialysis clinic. And then after my clinic, for the patients that have kidney disease but are not on dialysis, I now have to go to the dialysis unit. Now, the dialysis unit has 3 different shifts. So I go from the hospital to the clinic, pre-dialysis clinic, and then the dialysis clinics, a different shift. So it's a busy day.
What keeps you so dedicated to, because you don't have kidney failure.
No.
So,
No.
what keeps you so dedicated to provide that kind of service for your patients?
You know, I think one of the biggest things that will always inspire me is when a patient says to me, I wish I met you 20 years ago. I wish I met you 30 years ago. When I'm able to get patients off medications that they've been on for 20, 30 years for high blood pressure or for diabetes or for high cholesterol, which are all reversible problems, when I'm able to get patients off medications for that, and they say things like, I wish I met you 30 years ago, it just keeps me going.
It feeds you. It
It
feeds
feeds
you.
me.
Understandable. Understandable. So, if you had to think of a generic thing that you would like people to know about their kidneys, something to prevent kidney failure, just one main thing people should pay attention to, what would that be?
Oh, wow. One main thing, that's hard. Because there are quite a few main things. But the main concept to think about is inflammation. You want to live against inflammation. So you hear the term antioxidants for things like turmeric, ginger, all kind of vitamins that they have out there. Antioxidants are essentially chemicals that go against inflammation. Inflammation is like a raging storm within the body. And that inflammation, if it's triggered on a daily basis, it becomes a chronic problem. And it's from that inflammation that you develop insulin resistance. Insulin resistance leads to diabetes, it leads to cholesterol being totally, the body becomes incompetent handling cholesterol and fat, and uncontrolled high blood pressure. So the big 3, I call them: blood pressure, blood cholesterol, blood sugar. All from inflammation. So if they're able to do life against inflammation, what you're eating, you eat against inflammation. So lots of fruits, vegetables, beans, less of the inflammation causing substances like animals and sugar.
That's why you're on me about what I eat.
Yes, sir. So you
Okay.
become what you eat. Literally.
Makes sense.
Literally. And we have to learn how to eat to live and stop living to eat.
Aha. I preach that a lot on TikTok, as people know. But all right, so a
And
lot of
hydration.
all right.
Hydration.
So a lot of people that's going to be watching this, they know I'm introducing you as a nephrologist. A lot of people know that you deal with kidneys, but what exactly is happening to the body when kidney failure exists?
Oh, wow. That's a good question. So the way analogy I like to give is, imagine you're taking a bath in a bathtub.
Right?
Normally you drain the water, but you don't drain the water. You keep the water for the next day.
Gotcha.
You bathe in the same water.
Okay.
You keep doing that every day for a week. After a while, that water will be black.
Right.
That's what happens to your blood when the kidneys don't work. You got to clean it somehow. If your kidneys are not working, that blood is, you're just accumulating waste. And waste that has to be removed, and eventually would lead to you dying because it's not being removed.
So does dialysis clean the blood as much as the body would naturally clean the blood?
Oh, no. Oh, great question. So, because that's a very interesting thing that I try to make my clients and my patients understand, that dialysis can never be too much, because dialysis is your kidney working every day for 24 hours. But it's worse than that. The dialysis machine works at 20% the capacity of the kidneys. So that's your kidneys working at 20%, 3 days a week for 3-4 hours a day. Meanwhile, your kidney works at 100% every day, every single minute. So that's the difference between dialysis and the kidneys. A very, very big one.
So being that you're an African doctor, I have an African patient that I talk to on TikTok that technically brings tears to my eyes.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's true. I don't know if I'm being hustled. So I want to ask you, I have a patient that talks to me and says that there's some people in Africa that's only allowed dialysis once a week.
Wow. So America is one of the best places to live in the world.
Right.
There are all kinds of issues here in the States that I've experienced myself over the last 30 years I've been here. But when you go to the third world countries, where certain things that you take for granted over here are absolutely luxuries or privileges over there, then you begin to appreciate how things look with a different perspective. Right. You know, over here you have dialysis units everywhere. Over in Nigeria, there are not too many dialysis units. And the few dialysis units that are there, I don't have enough space for all the patients. So most of the patients end up getting dialysis twice a week, not 3 times a week. Some patients can only get it once a week because that's all they can afford. So it's not really about them not being allowed to do it more than once a week. They can't afford more than once a week.
So insurance doesn't cover it in Africa?
Insurance only is going to come from your workplace. It's not going to come from the government. It's going to come from your workplace. It's going to come from, it's going to come from your workplace. And sometimes the affluent can get more insurance, but it's not the system they have over here. When you have a national scheme, Medicare, it's really tough. Really, really tough.
When maintaining your kidneys, what is things that you do to prevent or even keep your kidneys healthy?
So the kidneys are like think of a train system. Mm-hmm. So you have different train stations making up the whole system.
Got
right?
you.
So as your train tracks go from station to station, each station is like your heart. Another station would be your kidney. Another station would be your brain, and the arteries that connect them are the railroad tracks that go from station to station.
Gotcha.
Well, the kidney is just a very big station of blood vessels, right? Mm-hmm. So that the same things that affect every single blood vessel affects the kidney, the brain, and the heart. The big 3 are the things that we think about there. The big 3: blood pressure, blood sugar, blood cholesterol. So you want to eat and live to reverse those problems. Because once you can start to eat right, eat things that are anti-inflammatory, drink a lot of fluids, exercise, because the body is wired to be moved.
Right.
Period. You don't move, the body gets sick. Period.
So how do we change the narrative? Because society pushes us to do the complete opposite. And everything that becomes cheaper and more accessible is horrible for us.
So as you're not talking about eating ultra-processed foods, eating for convenience, eating for cost. The cost of food today, see, there's certain diseases that are called rich diseases, certain diseases that are called poor diseases. The rich diseases are diseases that the kings and queens had back in the day because they ate the pork and the meat and the chicken. The peasants and the farmers in the field, they were eating rice, maize, beans. They had the poor diseases.
Gotcha.
The diseases you get from lack of sanitation, lack of running water, lack of electricity. They had the poor diseases, infections, and things like that. The rich, the kings and queens, they had the diabetes, the high blood pressure, the gout, because of all the animals they ate. Now, animal food is much cheaper than plant food.
Because it's not even real animal food.
Exactly. They found a way to commercialize and make it as cheap as dirt and as unhealthy as dirt too.
All right, so what's the biggest misconception that dialysis patients have?
Good question. That's some good questions. So dialysis patients have this misconception that they can do things and dialysis would fix things. They can leave the dialysis unit and go do whatever they want to do and come to dialysis and get the blood cleaned. No. Again, the dialysis machine is the kidney working at 20%. So it's a very suboptimal cleaning system. So you cannot clean the crap you do in between. You have to be consistently doing the right things for the body.
To keep it that way.
To keep it that way. And that goes back to, and unfortunately, one of the things that keeps you asked me earlier what I do to keep my kidneys working the best. Eating the right foods and then hydration. Now, hydration is very important for the kidneys and for every part of the body, really. But once your kidneys go and you're on dialysis, you have to now reduce hydration. It makes things hard. It makes things much harder.
That's probably the biggest issue I've ever had with dialysis.
Absolutely is. Till today.
Fluid intake.
Yes. Fluid management is one of the biggest things we
definitely
have issues with.
So, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So my grandpa had dialysis before he passed, And I used to take him to dialysis just to give people background information. And I want to know, is there a specific type of water that patients can drink that helps their thirst or helps them, recover better?
Good question.
Dialysis?
Water is water. So alkaline water is one of the biggest fabs.
You know I
out
was
there.
going to bring that up,
Yes, I went to nip down the
Everyone
bud before
says
you
the
bring it up.
pH balance, you can fix everything. Is that true? Can you fix everything with pH?
So you can fix
That's what they try to
everything
make you
with the
believe.
right pH of your blood. But how do you get your blood to the right pH? It's not with alkaline water.
Okay.
No, not at all. So what makes your blood acidic? Because you don't want your blood to be acidic.
Understand.
You want your blood to be alkaline. That's correct. What makes your blood acidic? Animals.
Animals. Are you vegan?
No. No, I
Okay.
love my animals, but I love this guy much more. So I would take my animals, but how often? Because inflammation, if your body gets inflamed, the inflammation will go up and it will come down over a few days.
Right.
So if you stop hitting with the same thing that is making it inflamed, you won't suffer from chronic inflammation. So I can take it once in a while. But if I'm taking it every day, then I'm staying chronically inflamed. An inflamed body attracts many things. Diabetes, blood pressure, blood cholesterol. So plaque in the arteries, clogging them up, causing kidney disease, heart disease, strokes, all come from inflammation. Cancer cells come from inflammation, chronic inflammation.
So you just have to stop the source in a sense. It's not really, there's no band-aids to mask it. So like when people start saying, oh, eat blueberries for dialysis, for kidney health, or that's not what they say, but I'm just saying
But
like
that
foods and
is true
stuff,
though. So I would say fruits.
antioxidants.
I would say take your fruits. It's kind of like having a health account.
Yes.
With a health account, you're making deposits. So your deposit will be your vegetables, your fruits, your legumes, your water, sleep, exercise. Those are all deposits. What are your withdrawals? Your meat, your sugar, your surgery, your sedentary lifestyle. Those are all withdrawals. So you want to make more deposits and less withdrawals.
So it's simple. It's just people don't want to implement those healthy habits.
Absolutely.
Like-
Basically, that's
Like,
basically
what do
it.
they think? Because everyone's like, when we ask you questions, it's almost like people want to cheat code for things that don't have cheat codes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They want shortcuts.
You
I
know?
think it's
Like, we
more
want
that
shortcuts.
People want
Shortcuts.
you to give them an excuse to
do
do wrong.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. I've had people
That-
walk out of my office saying, "You're a quack, dog.
Yeah.
I'm not. It can't be this deep." I'm like, okay. Unfortunately, I meet them again
Right.
down the road at a worse off state.
Something is interesting because they won't even take the doctor's word for it. Let me ask you a question.
They take Dr. Google's word for it. though.
Yeah, that's true too, because they feel like they have their
Dr.
hands on
Google's
the
word.
information.
Absolutely.
And speaking of having hands-on information and having access to it, what sort of literature is something that you've been reading or like consistently read, and what does the literature say about like kidney health?
So for me, I continue to re-educate myself about kidney health because there's always new things going on. And for me, it's more about prevention. So I teach a lot about prevention, how you prevent kidney disease, but how you prevent disease in general. How do you get off medications? Again, it's the big three. The big three is crucial. Blood pressure, blood cholesterol, blood sugar. Those three problems, if they're eradicated, death will go down by at least 70%.
Interesting.
It's ridiculous. Those three problems are the bane of our society. And it's not just here. It's all over the world like that. But here is much more so.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
We literally eat ourselves into the grave.
So I want to touch on one thing specifically for TikTok because there's a lot of people on TikTok that feel that these, I don't even know what to call them, voodoo doctors.
Oh, like I don't want to say which doctors I think you're. Yes, I didn't want to say that, but
you
I know
what
what you're saying.
Right. I want to put this out there because a lot of people, like I've had people in my inbox repeatedly, bro, go see this person. They can get you
always
off
bro.
dialysis. Yeah. They could get you off dialysis. Can we just put this out there? Once you have stage 5 end stage renal kidney failure, is there a cure?
So the short answer to that question is no. I'll make it a little longer and say that you can't be diagnosed with that disease until you've had kidney disease at that stage below 15% for 3 months, 90 days.
Gotcha.
So if in 90 days your kidney function has not returned, the chances of them returning, they dwindle with each month after that. So within 3 months, can you have a reversal of your kidney failure? Yes, you can. Because it depends on why it failed. But if it fell from the big three, blood pressure, blood sugar, blood cholesterol, it's not going to return.
Y'all hear that? I
And
need.
there's nothing any doctor
Oh,
can do. No
man.
herbalist, no
And I just want
nutritionist.
to point out why that's not a good option, because some people say, well, it's a good option because of this, this, and this, because they've maybe reversed kidney failure before and after they started the herbs or something.
Right.
But we also have to keep in mind, like, as a doctor, you have access to information that reduce the variables of concern. So like you have access to studies, you know, on medication, certain foods and stuff like that, treatments. So it's like you're a more credible source than someone who you know has herbs and practices that independently with no research.
So the interesting thing about though is that some of these herbalists claim they have research, and some of them have some research because there is some merit to we're chemical beings.
Right.
We are chemical beings. Period. We smile and cry based on the chemicals in our system, right? So there are things that we can do to enhance our feelings and our moods with chemicals. So there's a place for the herbalist. Unfortunately, the whole package is key. You know, it's not just what the plants and this herb is. What else is he doing? All the ultra processed food, sleep. People don't think about sleep. It's one of the most powerful tools we don't use.
Right.
Sleep, we're meant to sleep and crash.
Yes.
All the healing, all the miracles of the body happen while you're sleeping.
Yeah,
Oh, you're
honestly, it reproduces cells.
Absolutely.
It's the one thing you would say like it's more powerful than medicine
Absolutely.
because it's the time where your body is rebuilding cells the
Rejuvenating,
most.
absolutely.
It's not just one thing. You can't put all your efforts into something that only works to a certain degree.
Correct. You have to think of the whole system. We can't just think of, you know, taking, you like listening to a jazz musician, and you take the saxophonist out of the band and say, that's the best.
Yeah,
No,
that's
it's
true.
the whole thing.
All makes a difference.
Makes everything. So I say don't eat the chemical, eat the house, eat the fruit that has all those chemicals in it. Eat the vegetable, it has everything in it. The legumes. And the animals just cut way down on those. And sugar.
So
Especially ultra processed crap.
now I gotta ask you: do most people use a dietitian when they're on dialysis?
Yes, they have to.
They have to.
They have to.
And they're gonna call if you don't.
They have to.
They're gonna call if you don't. So when coming to dialysis, right? You have PD, you have hemo.
Yes.
If you personally had a family member on dialysis, would you have them do home, or would you have them be in a clinic?
Fantastic question. I have them do PD
Okay, and why is that?
because PD has been most physiological. It almost acts like a kidney because it's done for much more time, and the shift of fluid is much slower. So with dialysis, I'm more or less sucking fluid out of you over 3-4 hours. With PD, I'm going to take it gradually off of you over 10 to 12 hours. So the body tolerates it much better. You're able to do a bit more cheating. When I say cheating, as in eating things you can't eat if you're on dialysis. It helps the main things that we worry about, phosphorus and things like that. It helps that much more. So I'll do PD if I do HT.
So it's like a decision. You have to choose like a lifestyle, or you have to choose health.
Correct.
Because PD does definitely, in my opinion, the kidney works more because you have more time frame. But with PD, you can't. I don't see the capability of being able to live that life.
Oh, you do. Because you're doing PD through the night. So you're doing PD as you sleep. And the whole day is free for you.
And what about like going to the beach and?
You can go to the beach, but you see, you have to have things covered. So the catheter that sticks out of your belly can be covered.
Yeah, but see, the way I go to.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you gotta improvise.
Yeah, because I can't see, like, I can't go jet skiing. No. Yeah, see, and I'm a fish. I need that.
I hear that. But there's certain things we do for people that are in quite extreme situations where they want to do that. There's certain garments and certain things we would advise them to now put on, although they're at risk for developing infection and things because it can get wet. But as long as you keep it dry, you're good.
Yeah, but see, I'd be so scared to take that chance.
I know.
I would be so scared.
And most people that are on PD are scared to take that chance frequently, but they do. They still do live.
So let's talk about. You touched on fluid. I want to talk about fluid intake because a lot of the patients that I deal with cramp a lot, and me personally, I haven't cramped in years.
Fantastic.
You know, but I haven't cramped in years because I no longer have an issue with fluid intake. I also haven't felt that itchiness in years.
Because your
But
phosphorus.
that's
is
because my
controlled.
phosphorus is under control. So it's like when I started dialysis, I was young. I was real young. I thought I was dying. So I was going to live my life till that. But with life showing me a maturity, I've learned that me maintaining my life and taking care of what I do in my part can make life real easier for me.
Absolutely.
And this is what I try to preach to people on TikTok, because yeah, it might feel good to go out and have a drink. Yeah, it might feel good to still do the things we're not supposed to be doing, but then we suffer for it. The doctor doesn't suffer, the nurse doesn't suffer, your dietitian doesn't suffer. We suffer because that itching is horrible.
So you touched on something just now that's very, very crucial. Consistency.
Definitely.
Consistency. So once you get that revelation now, you know what? I can make this thing easier for myself. You get it from being consistent. So I was about driving the car. Fluid, if you put a bit of fluid on, they take a bit of fluid off, you're driving like this. But if you put a lot of fluid on, then you take a lot of fluid off, you're driving like this. And the heart is like a rubber band. It's going to stretch to accommodate all that fluid. Dialysis, it will contract back. In between dialysis, it stretches again. Then it contracts back. Eventually, it's going to stretch and break. Then your heart goes into heart failure, and your lungs fill up with fluid. You can't breathe.
All right.
So the trick is to gain a bit of fluid, so they take off a little bit of fluid.
This is why I'm so excited that we have this reality TV show coming, because it's so much information that I've learned from you specifically that have changed the ways that I conduct myself on dialysis.
Fantastic.
And as a dialysis patient. And there's a lot of people on TikTok that don't have that. They don't have the nephrologist that's accessible to them. They don't have the nurse practitioners that's accessible to them. I just posted on TikTok the other day that if you're taking medication and it doesn't make you feel good, you shouldn't be taking it. And everybody's like going absurd that I said that. And I'm like, I'm not saying that the medication is not what you need, but there has to be an alternative method if it's not making you feel good. You shouldn't continuously take nothing that makes you not feel good.
Without talking to your doctor.
Without talking to your doctor.
So you're not saying that they should stop it. That's probably
No,
what they reacted to.
well, no, I said that. I literally said, I literally said, contact your nephrologist and get an alternative.
Exactly.
Because there's a lot of things that I've taken in my time, like clonidine. I can't take clonidine for nothing. My blood pressure drops at the drop of a dime, like way too low. And I know that. So you can't.
You learned that.
Right. You know what I mean? So I would never take that, regardless of who gives it to me. No, thank you. Give me something else.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But there's patients out there that just take what doctors and nurses give them, and I don't understand it.
So, I'm a very, very strong advocate for patients. And unfortunately, a lot of patients don't have a relationship with their doc.
At all.
They don't feel the need or the urge to ask questions when they don't feel good. They just either take whatever it says as gospel or they ignore it totally. So what I tell my clients to understand is, if you're not happy with your doc, change your doc. Make sure you're with a doc who will listen to you, and make sure you're participating in your own care, because your care should be done by you and me. I can't take care of you alone. I can take care of you and teach you how to take care of you, but you have to have a say in your care.
Gotcha.
There has to be discussion.
Definitely agreed. So we're partnering up on a reality TV show, right? What is the goal? What is the purpose? What is the thing that you want to put out there to the world about dialysis, about kidneys? What do you want society to know? What is your mission?
For me, it's very, very clear. It is to bring awareness to the people that are most predisposed, people that are most vulnerable to the disease of kidneys, but not by thinking of kidney disease alone, but by thinking of disease. We need to be well. We need to be doing things to prevent disease. It's the same problems that cause heart disease, strokes, cancers, and kidney failure. It's the same problems. So it's the same solutions to all these problems, which is prevention. We have to do better with what we're doing food-wise. So it's really just making people more aware as to what they can do to prevent it and what they can do to do well if they're on it. Because if you're on dialysis, you're on dialysis. And you just have to learn how to wear a new pair of shoes and keep walking. Because there's life after dialysis, as you testified to.
Say it again. Say it again.
Totally testify. You're a living testimony, my friend.
Say it again. Yes, sir. GT, you ready to hop on? Let's talk about this mental health. Come on, hop up.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, salutations.
So, Professor GT,
Yes, sir.
Oliver,
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Oliver. I gotta
The
call you
government.
Oliver.
Government.
We're keeping it professional. Oh, I don't think I've ever called you Oliver.
I don't think anybody in Orlando calls me Oliver.
But I wanted you to sit down. We've sat down before and we've spoke about dialysis. We spoke about mental health. We spoke about the effects of dialysis. But your story is different from my story.
Of course.
And the reason why I wanted us to have us here with Dr. Awosika is because you may not feel about dialysis how I feel about dialysis.
True.
And the biggest fight I get is that I give my opinion. So what I want to do is I want to talk, but I don't want it to just be from me. You know what I mean? I want another dialysis patient. I don't just want somebody here. I want another dialysis patient that can give their view.
Right.
So what I really want to talk is, how does dialysis affect you, your personal life, your mental?
Ultimately, like, I try not to let it get to me too much, but there are times where, like you say, you don't get the itching, I get the itching. He knows that's my everyday guy right there. My phosphorus is a little out of control, so we're still trying to curtail that. But mentally, it's kind of rough sometimes because as you do home dialysis, so you can pick up your machine and you can go about your business. Being on clinical dialysis, if that's what I could call it, you don't have that freedom really. I can go 2-3 days maybe, like weekend type thing, but when it comes to Monday, Tuesday, there's no 5 days, 6 days, 7-day vacation, there's none of that.
But you see, us as patients, because we have access to him, I feel we're spoiled.
No, we are spoiled. There's no doubt about that. You could ask Dr. Awosika. He'll probably be like, oh, Lord.
I feel like we're spoiled because outside of him, his staff, like his main nurse that works under him, like I feel like that's a homie to me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So if I can't get him, I can reach her.
That's how I felt about Patricia.
Yeah, and the access that we have to him gives us a different experience.
Most definitely.
Because when I talk on TikTok and I talk about my experience and I refer to my doctor, they're like, well, what doctor is this?
Right.
Like when I made my video with him, they was like, huh? How are you making a video with? And I'm like, the environment that we have here helps our mental.
Of course, definitely.
Well said.
You know what I mean? The environment that we have helps our mental.
Support system.
Yeah, because
Other than just sitting there getting dialysis.
Correct.
When you pick up and leave, I can always be like, yo, I just had treatment. I don't know what's going on, this, that, and then the third, and it'll hit me back like, all right, well, do this, do that, go here, go there, do what I'll set it up for you. Dr. Awosika is a man.
I tell people our nephrologist office is like not having a family.
Yeah.
Because you don't appreciate not having family members, or you don't appreciate your family until you don't have. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
So you can't appreciate what we have because a lot of people don't have that.
Correct.
You know what I mean? But us actually having that access
It
eases
helps
the
a lot,
mental.
a lot.
You know what I mean? Because you just had issues with your fistula 24 hours ago.
Literally.
24 hours ago.
Literally.
You know what I mean? And you were able to reach out
Literally, guys.
personally to your nephrologist, speak to him,
Correct.
get fixed.
Correct. And it
You
was
know?
over the weekend, and it was like,
You understand?
what to do? You know what I'm saying? Needless to say, Dr. Awosika always comes through for me.
So I try to. That's why I try to tell people: get a nephrologist that you feel comfortable with. Get a nephrologist that you could trust,
Outreach nephrology.
and get a nephrologist that's for the patients.
Exactly. So now Awosika has known me for probably the better part of 12, 13 years.
Yeah.
Before I got on dialysis, and when I forgot what stage it was, maybe 3, 4, somewhere around there, right? So I wasn't full blown, but we were on our way. So this is when he had his office at Health Central, right? So the first thing that I remember distinctively is he's a guy that's more, he would rather you not be on medication. You know what I'm saying? He was talking to me about advocating for, possibly other healthier choices. Get off the clonidine, get off of this, get off of that. He doesn't push drugs like some, no names, but some people do. Right? You're right. You know what I mean? He would more advocate for a healthier lifestyle, which I liked. That, and like I said, from then till now, it's something that's stuck in my head for the longest.
Well, Dr. Awosika, we thank you for that.
Oh,
Yeah,
welcome.
for sure.
You're welcome, you're welcome. One thing I want to mention, and this is something I think patients that hear this should think about, is if you don't have a relationship with your nephrologist, you can develop one.
Correct.
You don't necessarily have to change him.
Right.
You develop one. Actually, request it. Let your nephrologist know what you want of him. Let him know that you're scared about what you have. You need more support, because we found very clearly that one of the things that distinguishes between the patient that will leave the hospital alive and the patient that will not is their support system. The patient that has no one coming to see him in the hospital at all, zero, is less likely to leave the hospital alive than the patient that has a whole family coming to him all the time. So your support system is key. Your doc and nurse, his staff should be part of your support system. If you don't have that kind of relationship with your doc, develop it.
Definitely. Just like the children, it takes a village.
Absolutely. It really does. Take a whole village.
Definitely. And we got a pretty good village, I'd say.
I say so. But
so.
one thing I would ask is, when people get on dialysis, like for me, when I got on dialysis, when I was 17, 18, I thought I was dying, because I understand this is what you do. This is what the nurses that work with you, this is what they do. But somebody that's just finding out, I feel like we have to break down the unknown and solidify exactly what's happening to people when they're going on dialysis. Simply saying your kidneys are failing and you're going on dialysis doesn't work. Because if I knew what I knew now at 18, I would have approached it different. When I got it, I received it as a death sentence.
Now,
I kind of concur with that.
yeah?
It's devastating.
And I want to try to remember the sequence of events, because I diagnosed you.
No,
So I met you after you've been diagnosed with it already.
I passed out, woke up with a catheter in my chest.
Got it. So I met you when I put you on dialysis, essentially. And it's unfortunate, because if I meet you at that stage, everything depends on what you've been told up until then. So patients with dialysis, patients that have kidney disease, before they go on dialysis, I prep them for dialysis before they get there. I'm trying to prevent them getting there. I'm trying to get them ready, preparing them for it should they get there. And the worst thing that can happen to a patient is when they get there and they know nothing about it, like you. Because when you know nothing about it, you're less likely to get through dialysis than if you've been prepared for it. Patients die much quicker, because that's the end goal we're worried about. Our patients dying. 1 out of 4 patients are dead at the end of the year on dialysis. So the mortality rate is quite high. So keeping my patients alive and healthy, for me, is my mission.
Let me bring back a real circle. So I met you when I was 17. I was working with him when I was 17.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we won't call the police.
When I was 17, I was making 6 figures. Wow. When I found out I had kidney failure, I went and blew my entire savings. Wow. Everything. I went and got stretch Hummers. I went and popped bottles in the club, wasn't even old enough. Went on trips. I just started blowing money. Because like I said, I took it as a death sentence. And they were like,
Didn't know where
right. And he can attest to this. I was literally 17, 18 making bank. Like making real good money. But I took it as a death sentence. And this is why I want to have this reality TV show. Because it means a lot to me for people that's going on dialysis. I have people that reach out to me daily asking me like, bro, can you help me get through this process? I want to kill myself. I don't think I can make it. I can't do it. How do I do this? And it's like, it's almost like we feel like we're not human no more. Like we're just existing.
Wow.
And when I express that I feel that way, I realize the whole community in the dialysis world feels this way.
You know, when I hear you say this, for me, it's amazing to hear, because I think first of all, it's golden that you're able to do what you're doing, and for both of you to get your stories out there like this and have people relate to you and actually call into you. I'm wondering to myself, why are they calling into nephrologists? Why are they calling into? I have an Instagram page, so obviously I haven't put it out there the way you apparently have, or more than likely, they relate to you guys.
I was about to say that.
That's it right there.
This has to be a point
we're going through.
That's it
we're
right
literally going through
That's
what
it
they're
right
going
there.
through.
A lot of
and
people.
more time. Sorry,
No, go ahead. You
and more time, we're ahead of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like they might be just getting on, just got the catheter in. They don't know what to do. They got tubes sticking out their chest.
So they're looking for someone that's gone through it already.
Right.
Tell them.
There's certain things that they can't come to you for, because all you can do is tell them what should happen, what the book says, what you've seen. At no point in time can you give them a point of view
My own
of you.
experience.
Exactly.
Feelings, like the feel of it.
Exactly. You know what I mean? You
Wow.
could say how the itching feels because of how you read, but you've never felt it. So there's certain things that we might feel that we might just talk about just because we felt it, not realizing we're attaching ourselves to other people. But it's literally just because we felt it and they felt it. We might not even realize it's something that's similar with
Kinda
everybody.
Put it out there and then.
But if you
get
don't
the
put it
feedback.
out there,
Correct.
we would never know.
So you felt it, and the way you described it, that's what they felt.
Exactly.
Correct.
But the fact that I haven't felt, I've heard you say you felt it, and I've tried to diagnose what it was that you felt. But that won't necessarily help him, who hasn't been able to put it to me the way you do.
Right. So
But then the way you put it to him, the way you put it out there, they can relate to you.
Right.
That's awesome.
Let me give you an example. There's doctors out there that deliver children every day. But at no point in time can you tell a woman how it feels to deliver a baby.
Facts.
Oh,
Good one.
that's a good one.
You know what I mean? So
Hit home. Okay.
word,
That's very, very
that's
true.
why I want this reality TV show to come, because I'm realizing there's a community of people out there that are really lonely
It's
and
a
lost.
big community too. It's a
And
huge
hurt.
community.
There's a huge community of people out there hurt. I have people, I'm talking about grown men, that come in my DMs and cry and say they're lonely. And I'm not talking about people that they have a wife, they have children, they have people. But when you're sick
And no one can relate to what you're going through.
and nobody around you can relate to what you're going through, you're lonely. Because no matter how much I tell you this hurts or I feel this way, you're just going to take that as a feeling and move on. But with me, it's consistent. With me, I'm doing dialysis weekly. I'm doing dialysis every day. So even though I tell you something is bothering me today, you might remember it till tomorrow. Next month, I'm still dealing with that.
Correct.
You understand? So regardless of what you do as a dialysis patient, your surrounding circle is never going to realize what you're going through. They're going to slowly drift away, not intentionally, but you're not capable of being that person that they know.
Wow. And the way you just described it just kind of echoes what you said earlier about the fact that, you have to, how did you put it? You have to, essentially you have to experience it yourself. Just like you said, you have to experience it yourself. And really when you get to that place where you're able to get out there, because no man is an island. Everyone has to do, it takes a whole village to do these things. But then to be able to say something to people that they relate to and give them an answer, or give them a solution or a suggestion to make as to how they can make things better at the same time, because they're going to call into you. They're gonna see this reality show, TV show, and the whole idea is to make sure people are able to make it relatable, so they can relate to it and also take home the things they can do about it. Because being able to relate to it, and you not tell them what you do, what you don't do, that's part of the solution.
Right.
But also having it in such a way that we can now really make it very clear what to do and what not to do to the people that need to hear it.
And we can actually prepare them
Yes.
for things to come. Because we know what's coming. You know what I'm saying? And the bottom line is, you don't give up. You gotta stick in there, hang in there.
You have to.
It's I can't say it's gonna get better, but you're gonna be okay. Let me not say better, because people, no. There's bad days, there's good days. You're gonna go through your ups and downs, but at the end of the day, like I say, if you have that support system, hopefully most of you guys do. If not, like you said, reach out to your doctors, reach out to your nurses. Now, I know some doctors and nurses could be standoffish. They come, hey, you good? You need something? And they out the door.
Slow them down.
This is what I'm saying.
Slow
You need to
them
take a
down.
It's
minute
not
and be
that
like,
easy.
look, I need to talk to you.
Slow them down some more.
It's not easy,
It's
though.
not that easy.
Because I'll be honest with you, and I say this with a bit of hesitation, but I'm going to say it anyway. Doctors will do that if they know they can get away with it.
Correct. That's a fact. Like most things. Yeah, if they know they can get away with it, they
So
will.
if they know that you're stopping and you're doing it on a call, and listen, doc, I know you're busy, but I really need to talk to you about this problem I have. I know you need to give me 2 minutes to discuss this with you. I think it will help you take care of me.
And sometimes it might be like, especially if you're new, you don't know how to describe what it is. You just know you feel a certain way. You don't really know why.
That's
So that
another
was
thing.
what I was trying to remember, like you said. The feeling of the unknown.
Correct.
What you don't know. There's
very
power
scary.
in knowledge. When you know what's coming, when you know what's going on.
I
it
felt
helps
the
you
way,
deal with it
same way he did when I first got on it. I was in a depression.
I tried to
I
commit
had
suicide.
to snap out of it. Like real
I
talk.
tried to commit
I
suicide.
didn't go that far, but I was verging on that. Literally 3-4 months straight. I'm as a DJ, same way. I can be an introvert and an extrovert. When I'm working,
Yeah.
we out there. But as soon as I'm done, I'm in a corner,
Chill out.
minding my own damn business.
Because you got to put
know
on
what I
that
mean?
facade.
So
You
yeah,
got
exactly.
to.
Wow.
Exactly.
You got to.
So,
Wow. So when you think about it now, what would have? So it's really just preparing you for it.
correct.
You weren't prepared for it.
No, not at all.
Not only-
it was like a truck hitting you. It was like
Right.
Yeah.
like you said, the unknown. We don't know what
Blindsided, certainly.
tomorrow's gonna bring. Am I gonna die tomorrow? Am I gonna? But like again, having Dr. Awosika, he can reassure you that these are the steps we're gonna take, and we're gonna move together.
Right. But even with your reassurance, you could only reassure me that you're going to do the most of your capability. You can't tell me how I'm going to feel next week. You can't tell me nothing about my future. All you could do is tell me what you hope for my future to be. Seeing people that's been on dialysis for 20 years and 30 years and 40 years, it then gives you hope. Like, bro, I don't got to go nowhere. If I tighten up and I do what I got to do, I can still have a life. May not be the best life, but a life is better than no life.
This side of the grass is always better.
There's always been.
You know what I mean? This life is better because people see, like, this is my partner right here. He didn't even know I was on dialysis. So many people didn't even, yeah. So many
nobody
people
knows that.
don't know I'm on dialysis because at the
we
end
put
of
it
the
out
day,
there.
it's easier to just live your life than to break people in. Because once I tell people about my dialysis, now you start treating me different.
Correct.
You start
That's why I
treating me
don't
like
say nothing.
I'm crippled, like I'm hurt, like I'm fragile, like I'm still human. You know what I mean? I might have some restrictions. I might not be able to move as fast. I might not be able to move like how you move, but I'm still human. And it's easier to just live life and not tell people you're on dialysis because you don't get treated like that.
Correct.
And people don't, it's not like they're intentionally doing it. They feel like they're helping you.
No, it's an empathy.
You know what I
type
mean?
of,
Right. That's
and I
why
get
half of my
that.
shirts say, I don't need an empathy, I need kidney. Because I don't need that. I don't need that.
I don't need empathy. I need kidney. That's fantastic.
That's it. You know what I mean? Keep your sympathy.
That's fantastic.
Keep that.
I need kidney.
You got 2 kidneys. Let me get one if you want to get
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Fantastic.
You know
Well
what I
said.
mean?
Well said. I
You
don't
got
need
2. If you want to
empathy.
give something, give it.
Sympathy. I need kidney.
That's it.
Kidney. Because going back to what you said, that you can't say life gets better. Life can get better, but it'll be about you getting a kidney transplant.
Correct.
So it does get better with a kidney transplant, no doubt about that. And people ask the question, because some people have experienced.
because he's been there. So,
Huh?
yeah.
Yeah, some people have experienced, people having a bad trip with a kidney transplant, and you can have a bad trip, right? But by and large, all the statistics show very clearly, just being on the kidney transplant list, makes you healthier than someone who's not on the kidney transplant list. Forget getting a kidney transplant.
Right.
Just being on the list. Because of all the tests they do
Yeah.
and everything they do to keep you on the list, right? But even with the medications and everything that you have to take on kidney transplant, it's still there's a better mortality outlook than being on dialysis. So it's still the way to go.
Yeah.
I still encourage that.
So, Doc, you might get mad at me, but I took myself off the list.
You took yourself off what? Why?
Because mentally I was losing it.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
So you can take yourself off the list for a time.
I did, but I'm scheduled for the 17th to get testing.
I'm not mad at that at all.
Okay, cool.
Not at all. Because we haven't spoken about mental health. That's a very, very huge deal.
Very huge.
Because when you're on the
Huge deal.
list and you're up like me, I've been without a transplant so long, so I'm like at the top of the list. So I got 7 phone calls.
And got unnerving.
You know what I mean? One of the phone calls, I literally was like headed there, and then they called me and was like, "No, it's not this time." And that right there,
I was messing you up.
yeah, I
I
couldn't
imagine
sleep.
that happens a couple of times.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't do nothing because I'm just like, yo, what's going on? Is it me?
Right, that's the thing. You have no one to blame. You have
You know what I
nobody
mean?
to
And
point
it's-
fingers to. You
It got to a point where I just started tripping. I said, you know what? Let me just take a little time off and get myself back right.
Let me give you a different perspective. If you think of it from the standpoint of the more calls you get, the more likely you are to get a kidney. You want to get a call every week. Because it might take the 10th week. It may take the 20th week. But then you get a kidney. So the more calls you get, the better. It's unnerving. It's nerve-wracking. It's, you're going to go like this, roller coastering. But statistics, that's numbers. The more calls you get, the more likely you are to get a kidney. So get those calls, man. I'm glad you're getting those calls. That's awesome.
What can we do to help with
people who go through dialysis?
Oh yeah, I mean, ultimately, like on the outside, people that are looking at it like, oh, I didn't know you were on dialysis. Is there anything I can do? Or how would we respond to something like that?
So what people can do for people on dialysis is support. Support, not sympathy, yeah, but support. Support in terms of education. Support in terms of educating your own sphere of influence, whoever your sphere of influence, educating them about dialysis, about what it takes, how you can prevent needing dialysis, how you can prevent kidney disease. For patients that are on dialysis, don't sympathize with them, but be quick to support their cause. Because some patients on dialysis can't afford everything that they need on dialysis.
True.
Yeah, especially dialysis outside the United States. Dialysis in the United States is really a totally different.
I'm learning that.
Oh, it's a different cup of tea. So the patients getting dialysis outside this country, where they have deplorable conditions, and there are all kinds of courses and charities out there that take care of these things. So looking to put money towards it or support in any way you can, that patients on dialysis, I encourage it, big time. So what can you do? Look for ways to support them financially. Look for ways to support them, lobbying for supports to be given to outside the country. Now, of course,
as well.
mentally is a very big one. So support them mentally. One of the biggest things dialysis patients need or feel they need is control. They feel they've lost control. When you're doing something 3 days a week or every day, so consistently through the rest of your life, until you get a transplant, you feel you've lost control of most things. So anything you can get control of, you get control of. So that's why they're usually not compliant. They want to be in control of when they take the medication and when they don't. And they will fight me.
Yeah,
Especially
I've heard the conversation so heard by accident. But yeah, there's a real stubborn one.
Oh my word, what? Especially as regards to the phosphorus binders, because we were talking about itching earlier. And the phosphorus, when it's too high, it will make you itch. Yeah. And the only way you can get the phosphorus down is by taking phosphorus binders, because the machine only takes so much out.
We need an alternative, bro. To not necessarily to the binder, but the binder needs to be more palatable, correct? Because the chalkiness, even those Awosika or Zilmora or whatever it's called, is like an X something.
Exfosa.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Bro.
Let me tell you. I'm gonna tell y'all what I do. Okay. Take your binders, crush them up.
I did that.
Crush them up, put them in applesauce. Put them in applesauce.
Tried to dissipate it in liquids.
Let me tell you
just
something.
like mud.
Let me tell you something.
Of the damn cup.
I had the biggest problems with
That's where I'm at
my
now.
phosphorus.
I've been having problems with my phosphorus.
I'm telling you, I had the biggest
and with me,
problems
lack of not taking
with
them,
my
just
phosphorus. So now what I do,
Those are dark days, my friend.
I get the little cup of applesauce, and every meal, that's my dessert.
That's fantastic. But I wondered.
I tried to dissipate it.
And I wondered why you became so compliant. Because for a while you were.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Every meal, that's my
I
dessert.
tried it in liquids, but it doesn't dissolve
That's a very good idea.
at all.
That's what they did in the hospital. They put it in
I
applesauce.
did it with something. Even hot tea, it'll just sit down at the bottom of the cup, and by the time you jump, it's like
Put it. You don't even taste it in applesauce. You don't even taste it.
applesauce, right? But I'll
And then they got the cinnamon applesauce with it. I'm in there.
No, that's a good idea. All right, and I purposely bought a grinder.
I'm in there.
to grind down this thing, and the first time I did it, I was like,
And not only does it help
Oh
with
my God.
not only does it help with your phosphorus, it also helps with your fluid intake.
I don't have a fluid intake issue though. Me personally.
It absolutely helps with that. So another thing you mentioned, you asked me what can people do for people on dialysis, how can people support it? And another very big one, we mentioned mental health. What is really understanding where people are if they're on dialysis, and understanding where they are if they decide they don't want to go in today. Understand where they are. Of course, you want them to go in every single time they're supposed to go in. But when they don't want to go in, don't come down hard on them. Understand where they are first. Empathize with them.
Like that's me.
And then make them.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you, but
Remember.
I would definitely. That's me. Because there's some mornings where it's
You
like,
just don't want to go in.
not today, man.
And it's
I
totally
can't get
understandable.
stuck again today. I don't feel like it. I'm not in the mood, and I do. I just I can't today. You know?
Absolutely. And all you need at that point is for someone to remind that, okay, dude, I totally understand you don't want to go in today. But how about you go in and you ask if you can get up 30 minutes earlier today, just for today. Just figure out a way to make it consistent, because consistency is the name of the game.
Yeah.
Consistency.
I don't do it often, but there are days where it's like, not today.
I hear you.
You know what I do consistently is my birthday time. If the birthday falls somewhere on a Wednesday or a Monday,
Or
not
carnival
on my
time.
birthday.
Yeah, with me, it's not hard at all. I do my dialysis at home and
Yeah, that's amazing.
yeah.
Me too. I couldn't stick myself.
Yeah,
I don't think I could do that. And I've watched them do it, and it's like,
yeah, everybody, if you know me, you've seen me on dialysis, because I don't even hide it from nobody no more. To me, it's like the education and the knowledge brings the support.
Wow.
So the more that I educate people and I tell people what I go through and I share my experience, it brings the support.
Wow.
Like the support that I receive now,
Wow. Wow.
crazy. The event that we did, it rained out.
Oh,
I had
man.
people from
Yeah,
TikTok
people
drive
were
from
rolling
Alabama,
up.
Kentucky, dialysis patients.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Dialysis patients got in their car and drove from Alabama
What?
to come to that event, and they came in the rain,
Mm-hmm.
pouring rain. Where we
Pouring
holding?
torrential.
Ask him. I was
I didn't know it was rained out. I was on call.
Torrential.
I was outside
The
holding
thing
tents.
is, it started at 3. The rain started at 3.
Exactly.
Gave us a little 10, 15-minute break. We were like, all right, cool. When that rain came back, it was a wrap.
Yeah.
We gotta do something good. I'm looking forward to the next one. Let's get the information out there. Because when people know better, they do better.
It's
Facts.
beautiful.
When you do better, you have better.
But I wanna continue to make dialysis people know that they're seen. That's my goal.
And
Seen
heard.
and heard.
A
Absolutely.
lot of dialysis patients, because of this illness, no longer feel relevant.
Nah, they just lock themselves away.
Which is
and
why
like,
I want to hop in dialysis
fact.
centers, give these patients a makeover. If you're a female, get your hair done, get your nails done, take you to get an outfit, have a photo shoot, have you feel yourself, feel human again.
Fantastic.
You know what I mean? That's
fantastic.
I have to do that.
That's awesome. That's so awesome.
I have to do
That
that.
really is awesome. Because again, I mean, you hit it on the head. They feel irrelevant.
100.
Because they're doing something 3 days a week, every single
And it's
week.
just a routine.
And it's
just
routine,
that's all
day
we
in,
do. That's all
day
we
out.
do.
So after a while, you get the same. Sometimes they don't want to see me. You know, I try to develop a rapport with my patient, but sometimes they just don't want to see me. Like, they're just gonna come ask me the same questions. You know, how you doing?
Yeah.
They don't want to hear it. I
At
get
all.
it. I totally get it. So it's about really just being able to connect with patients, being able to connect with people that are going through it, and understanding it. People just don't understand it. There is life after dialysis. You have to remind patients that are on dialysis that fact,
All the time.
and remind their family that fact too.
All the time.
They're still
Yeah, because the
very much
family
alive.
is in unknown as
Right.
well. They don't have a clue unless they've had a family member go through
Absolutely.
it already and have a clue. But you really have to be close to that person to know what they're really going through. Like I put up a good face. Oh, GT, you be everywhere. There's yeah, I go work, I do my thing.
But when
Like,
we home,
then it's how do you do it? It's like I gotta do it. You know what I'm saying? If I would have like I did my depression thing when it first started, it's not a pretty place to be. It's very dark, it's very gloomy, and it's hard to come out of.
Yeah.
Right? And I had to kind of slap myself almost to snap out of it and keep it moving. Because like I said, having you as my nephrologist, I'd have to say you are a godsend, because I don't know if it was another person or another nephrologist, if I would be this positive forward about it.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Because like I said, the support is a lot. The support for it is a lot.
indeed.
You guys are doing something great. I'm really excited to be part of this. This is.
I'm glad you accepted.
Oh,
yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
That is
It's all about
awesome.
education.
Yeah, 'cause-
Exactly.
yeah.
Education. If you know better, you do better. You do better, you have better.
Let me ask you, if you're looking for a kidney, if somebody wants to donate a kidney, because I've had a lot of people, that's one thing on dialysis, everybody's willing until it's time to. So how do you donate a kidney if you're interested in donating a kidney?
Good question. So there's the Organ Donor Network, ODN, that you can get. You just go online, contact them, and they will quickly usher you in to donate a kidney. But I have every single person that I can talk to make sure that on their driver's license, they're organ donors. Because every single person that passes away can save about 100 people. From their
organs.
eye
Right.
to bone, to skin, to the heart, to the different parts of the body, well, not the heart, different parts of the body can be used for transplantation. and that you have 2 kidneys. So that's 2 people you can save. Because when you get a transplant, you get 1 kidney.
Right.
So I advise everyone to make sure on their license they're organ donors. And if you're interested in donating, absolutely contact the Organ Donor Network, and they will definitely plug you into the nearest organ donor service provider in that area.
So are there any like cons to it as the donor? Like I know the pro is like, yes, you're helping somebody out. Are there any cons to it on their end?
Fantastic question. So they said part of what we'll be doing when we're evaluating to see if you can be a donor is to see if you can actually live with 1 kidney.
With just 1, correct.
To see if you can withstand the surgery of taking the kidney out, to see if you can live with 1 kidney. So if you have high blood pressure or diabetes, well, you need both of your kidneys to beat that disease.
Yeah.
So you'd be pretty much
Everything needs to be
out of the-
fired up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? So we evaluate you very, very thoroughly to see if you can actually do so. So the cons really would be going through the surgery of taking the kidney out. If you're poorly evaluated, then it'd be a horrible situation. But you're usually evaluated very well, and usually in and out of there within 1 or 2 days.
Okay, I was all about to ask you what the recovery time might be
Very,
or
very
something
quick.
like that.
Because it's done laparoscopically.
Yeah.
What about an actual transplant? The transplant.
So the recipient.
Quick too.
Right.
So it all depends on what kind of kidney they're getting.
Right.
Because kidney from an older person is different from kidney from a younger person. So the different kind of
Right,
kidneys
right,
that
right.
come your way. And depending on what kind of kidney you're getting, it will determine how quick it takes for the kidney to take
Start.
and
Yeah.
start producing urine.
Correct.
So it all depends on that, and of course the surgery itself.
Right.
So many patients that are on dialysis that have kidney disease, they have lots of disease in the heart and the brain, and they've had previous surgeries, many of them. So the surgeries, part of what we do when we're evaluating to see whether you can actually get a kidney, not give a kidney. When you to get one, you have to be able, 1, to withstand the surgery, 2, to be able to take the medications
That's what I was
that you
about
need
to
to
say,
take
too.
to prevent your body from rejecting the kidney.
Anti-rejection.
Because those anti-rejection medications will suppress your immune system,
And is it?
open up to infections.
And it's a lot of
I
pills.
was about to say that.
So there are
From what
a
I've
few
heard,
downsides to it.
It's a lot of
But even
pills.
with all that, it's still
you
miles
still
ahead
get a
of
little
being
bit
on
more
dialysis.
freedom than what you had prior. I'd imagine.
So question. People are dying every single day. Shouldn't there be more transplants?
Absolutely. But where are they? That's the problem.
And
Because
again,
there are
that-
not enough kidneys.
Yeah, that might go back to the
It's a scarce commodity.
donor
Some
thing.
countries,
If
they
they're not
kill
a
for it.
donor, if they're not a donor on their license, they're just gonna bury with what they have.
Exactly. So you can donate a kidney. You can donate both kidneys. But when you have situations now where most patients are they're not organ donors. So if you're not an organ donor, they're not going to give you a kidney. Some countries are actually killing and selling people to get their kidney.
No, yeah.
So I mean, it's a very scarce commodity, and they have new technology coming out saying that they're going to make a kidney and
Yeah, they got, what is it,
Pig
pig
kidneys,
kidneys?
pig
Yeah.
kidneys.
One person died from it. One person is actually currently living with one.
so it's very new science, and that's just what they've reported.
Right.
Because
I'm sure there's been more than that.
There's more in other countries, but we know for a fact that it's doable, and the science and medicine is getting better for it. So it's exciting, but I think we're still another 5-10 years away from any meaningful impact.
So how does one get like, oh yeah, nominate me for a pig transplant? Or
They haven't,
whatever.
people haven't contacted you? I get contacted weekly
To do that?
for not that
Oh.
specifically, but like
All kind of studies.
all kind of studies.
yeah,
Come
nah,
get
I don't
1,500 for this. Come get 2,000. Listen, I feel like I'm a study just being on dialysis. I'm not about to go in nobody's clinic for that. I'm not about to.
But then in some cases, it's good to be in those studies because it helps teach us more that we can do for patients on dialysis.
So question then, why is it okay to pay somebody to study on them, but it's not okay to pay somebody for their kidney?
Whew,
That's a hot one, right?
That's a tough one because it's really ethical, right? Ethics. So how ethical is it to pay someone to donate their kidney
For a body part.
for a body part? How ethical is it to pay someone for the inconvenience of going for a study and being stuck and being prodded on and being kept away? So it's really the inconvenience to pay for you to be in study. But to pay for your body part, to donate it, yeah, people be getting killed. Like they're being killed in other countries.
Right.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Oh man. All right. Well, I like this, fellas.
Yeah, this is
I like
good
this.
stuff.
This is
And
amazing.
Good
Ah,
stuff,
this
good
is fun.
stuff.
we got a lot more coming. We got reality TV coming.
Nice.
We got partnerships coming. We got events coming. We got dialysis recognition coming. We making moves. So
This is lifestyle,
I appreciate y'all taking the time out to talk with us today.
for sure.
Appreciate
And
you,
then
Doc.
This is part one of
you guys
many.
I know it's not easy getting you up here
Yeah,
in the middle of the day
I know,
during the
right?
week.
It's crazy.
Let's do this. I'll come to
crazy.
this.
I appreciate it.
So we're gonna coordinate around your schedule.
As always.
Fantastic.
I have no problem with
I
that.
appreciate that.
G, I appreciate you, bro,
Yeah,
as
man.
always.
Family,
Family,
you
as
already know
always,
about
you
that.
know. Dialysis Lifestyle coming to
Dialysis
y'all
Lifestyle.
live from Orlando.
And real quick, I'm glad that I have him because he's been through stuff that I haven't been through. And if I had to reach out, he's right there, and he's always been right there. You know what I'm saying? So, like again, support. The support system is a lot.
We got each other, man. We got each other. And we
I
gonna
gotta cuss him every once in a while. There's a cussing period between me and him.
It's
at
called
one time.
accountability
'Cause
partner.
I'm
You
like,
guys
bro,
gotta
what
be
are you doing,
accountable.
man?
Yeah,
But yeah, that's what it is. Accountability, correct.
Absolutely.
definitely.
Everybody need to be around.
I grew up. I grew
Yeah,
up.
go.
I grew up.
You actually did, man.
Indeed,
actually really
indeed,
did.
indeed.
I grew up. But man, like I said, I appreciate y'all. I can't wait till this reality TV show drop. We have people begging and crying for us to come to their city, come to their state, pop in on them, just show them the support that we show each other. So
It's not a dialysis day. I'm
man,
just
listen, as soon as we can get that out there and we can get it published and we get put on a TV show,
trying to be
the
dope.
sooner we can reach out to more dialysis people around the world.
A lot of our people don't get it or they don't understand what's going on, you know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that we have a forum now to reach these people, to not just so much to say it's going to be okay, but at least you know you're not alone.
That's a big
There's
thing.
People all over
Big
the
thing.
world going through what you're
Big
going
thing.
through, you know, and you don't have to go through it by
Big
yourself.
thing.
If you choose to, that's on you.
But you
and
don't have
it's
to.
not going to be pretty. It's not an easy road as doing it all by yourself type thing. The support system is everything.
Definitely.
It is.
Well,
Thanks for having me, guys.
like I say, y'all,
Dr. Banji Awosika, West Orange Nephrology, boom, bomb, hit him up.
Go check him.
Call the office.
Orlando.
You want a good, I would cuss, but you want a good nephrologist, that's the man, right? Like I said, I've been this guy's patient for about 12, 13, for the better part of almost 13.
that's light years. Try
Oh, no,
20
okay.
plus. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Let's get off that lightweight.
That's why I
lightweight.
said I can come to him
Yeah.
because he's been there a little long. He's younger than me, but he's been
Let's
there a
try
little long.
20 plus.
Yeah, that's
All right, y'all. Y'all know what it is, man. Dialysis is what we do. It's not who we are. Y'all stay focused, stay healthy, and we'll see y'all soon. Love as always, man. We out of here. Dialysis Lifestyle. We out of here, man. Peace.